Our private client services team is recognized for providing clear and practical legal advice to our clients in the United Kingdom and Ghana. Expert help with will writing, probate or estate administration. Our will writers and probate lawyers can act for you to obtain grant of probate and carry out estate administration on your behalf. The probate takes place after someone dies. If there's a will, the named executor is responsible for ensuring that the estate of the deceased is secured, assessing its value and paying any inheritance tax. If there is no will, the intestate and inheritance rules require similar responsibilities. Our lawyers offer strategic and practical solutions to the issues which clients face, whether it's in relation to succession planning, will preparation, probate and the administration of estates, immigration and visas, contentious family or probate disputes, administering estates often with inheritance cross-border issues, international trust advice including residence, domicile issues, wealth preservation, a fast, efficient service from SRA-regulated professionals, transparent pricing. BWF Solicitors. Let us take care of probate.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specialising in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specialising in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contestant and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner. With over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340 or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.
Successful immigration application. BWF Solicitors, your trusted immigration experts. 1. Eligibility assessment. We begin by confirming that you meet the Home Office requirements for your chosen immigration route. 2. Document review and preparation. Our team ensures your documents are complete, accurate, and compliant to avoid costly delays. 3. Application strategy. We guide you through the best approach for your circumstances, providing clear and tailored advice. 4. Drafting and submitting your application. We complete all forms, prepare supporting statements, and submit your application to the Home Office. 5. Follow-up and communication. We monitor the progress of your application, respond to queries, and ensure all communication is handled promptly. 6. Decision and next steps. Once a decision is issued, we advise you on what comes next, whether that's arrival, extension, appeal, or future planning. Speak to our immigration experts today.
Happy New Year, official po. Afin kombeto yen. Me mo bi biara official pa ene ye first day ye baso from the break ye for the Christmas festive period no. Nti me mo bia official pa. Me gidi say baby biara wo ho ye. Wo ho ye dia mestre we ni die mo bomodia na come ho from now up to 9:30 11:30 sharp na ye de dwumedie no abewie ye. Me gidi say udi wa finchia no udi ni yie na udi ni yie nso de na che say wo nkwa na wo ahoden anu ne hia yesre otwedi ampon adaroma na ho ye mobon koso ara na afi we aye remu no Oma nyoma entuto ye emma ye na asida enkoma no. Meda won so ase say from last year ye sha say January uka ye ho na almost every day we have some loyal listeners and viewers our ha not even a single day they miss this period and this program muka ye ho throughout the year True Think and Think you are there. Yeah, bibia program they call so every Friday bia until the very last 2 Fridays na yamba no. Inti mo nso medamasi yi say ampa machre modo e de amaye titru mo amoba so every day bia no medamo nyina ase meka say me wo din ase mo amunim enti no medamasi papa all the legal team ni nyina de aseda kese e de mamo Sanso na ejidi se afi sa na mo ne embekọ pepepe na mo ma afi mesre mo ni di mo ya mo ma share no enkomo emfama and then the most important thing nso say mo be like the page and then at least write a little bit comment. It helps the page to grow into mo ba so don't just peep or just a peep keke na woko. But then if you're able to say something it helps the program to progress. It helps the page to go and then go higher for all of us. Intino mombo na develop page na enko enya more viewers, enya more listeners. Across our all across board all the social platforms ni so nyina medamasi and I am record but ni nyina ye esan say ye ba foforo say ni amama official pa na che say we've not recognized all that you did for us last year. You know, on behalf of the BWF Solicitors team, lawyer Eunice, Uncle Ben, lawyer Charles, omunyina I wish you all a very happy new year, and it's going to be a productive one indeed. Enti edamasi. And then so otwede ampo adaroma. Yetimi abeshiemu na yabeshiemu de gidi say yeah, we are starting on a very very good note. I mean the sky is bright, weather no sure to there, but we share atmosphere no more out mo say bibi abekọ tin, bibi abekọ jojo, bibi abekọ I mean, senior penno into ye asida in advance. Motwediampona yenko yenim. As soon as you come on, but Modiana share the program, like the page, and then subscribe to our YouTube channel and also now keep sharing, and keep commenting. Keep commenting. It's really, really important. Me mami kasa enche ene yenya ye resource person. Ya ye sister penny baako na ye the topic fɛfɛɛfɛ ne mu ohwam de bɛbrɛ mu. Nti no mɛma ɔno nso akɔ aba ama no afehyia pa na ɔno nso mfa ne beautiful message ɛnkyerɛkyerɛ mo nyinaa. Then from there no na yɛde topic no aba abɛto dwa. Na mmom nso mɛbisa no saa yɛn biara any update wɔn sɛ home office deɛ yɛda yɛsɔre biara no then there are new things coming up every day and every night. And we know, said this year they are bringing a whole lot of new policies and new immigration, and they're being internal. You might ask her if there are a few updates she can bring on board. Now, yes, a very special greetings to you. I will just mention one person, Tilly, happy New Year. And lawyer Eunice Mema Krauba, a bedroom in so happy New Year. You look stunning, my goodness.
That's it.
Family nina hoye.
Nyamia dum pacho via hoye.
Yes.
And it's good to see you too. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Nti we de memo akwenya na we chiti atiefo na ahwefo na afide di dwumedi no ato aso firi ho no.
Pacho you. Okay, Mamicha etiefo ne ahwefo a mo hwe yen ewo YouTube so anase Facebook so ye mamuni na afishia pa. Ye dan nyame asese ene den mo beka yen sa ye betumi edi edwumedi. Nyame nhra muni na. And as we always do, saying we will have a bit of updates in terms of what we are looking forward to in the year, and then we can continue with the main topic. No, I think the last program, we were just doing highlights of last year and what to look forward to in the new year. I think that most people are looking to see when there will be the introduction of those new settlement policies, because as quickly as possible. I think from last year December, no, your Secretary of State Shabana Mahmood Eka say when it comes to the settlement policy on the migration team, no, our consultation, and they are hoping to introduce their new settlement policy within April, which is the spring. And see, we are going to watch and see what happens in April this coming April. And then in terms of those who are under the skilled work route, so also did that, or health and care visa so, and now say any other skilled worker visa so, na omu here English language test na the same requirements of a level B1 is what they would require if you have to apply for extension and I say indefinite. But say afe and a application onto the skilled worker route there. Then as of yesterday, 8th of January 2026, no, almost say English language requirements has moved from a level B1 to a level B2. It means English language test now you have to pass all 4 categories, which is the reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Into from as of yesterday, it has moved from level B1 to B2 for all those who are going onto the skilled worker route. Now they were saying something in the proposals about dependence of skilled workers also doing the English language test, but they haven't introduced a no as yet. At least say, oh yeah, dependence of a skilled worker there. They haven't said say over here the English language requirement as yet. Into that is that for conformal skilled worker routes no so. And when it comes to I know that they had proposals for those on the student route going onto the graduate route into those who are doing a PhD course. Say omu re omu PhD course na omu yes graduate route extension na. For them, they still have their 3 years intact. That is not going to be an issue. But in na ebi a omu bɛyɛ undergraduate course bi and now say some professional course and now even master's degree, Now we'll switch it to the graduate route now. From next year, which is January 2027 now, they would now reduce it from 2 years to 18 months. And to say, oh yeah, well, application next year, dear, then know that from January 2027, it will no longer be 2 years and but they will give you 18 months, which is 1 year and a half on the graduate route. Saying, say, we will graduate route na still na wonye adwuma a wɔn say and they kɔ kurom. Um, it's unfortunate that it has to come to this, but that
Okay,
is
Eunice, sorry, I maybe
mm.
say wake a cry. No, no, and yet this year starting next year, and not this year. I didn't get that
No,
one.
no, no.
This
Next year,
next year
next
for the
year,
internet, I
next
said
year.
those who finish their course, you can saying, my friends say we courses most of the time May June, near
Yes,
baby, and then the new
yes,
academics year start from September. And you
yes,
know, or mom baby school. Graduate school from baby next year 2027 May or June mono and I'm say from January some
yes.
of the so from January no Omona, if they want the extension for that 2 years to enable them work, no, it's no more going to be 2 years, but rather 18 months.
Patchine. Yes,
Okay,
correct.
okay,
Correct. So it's not from this year. So by God's grace, Oma ma omo and break across senya omo be prepare
mm,
omo ho ansa na they introduce that because they know
mm,
say for some of the people it will be alarming for them and their family members because oh you
yes,
know say you been 2 years say they may reduce it
mm,
to just 1 year and a half.
1 year.
So it is 2027 now and no beba into force. Yes.
Okay,
Into
let me also ask one question before
yeah.
I pop you up there. Now, you can say so. Suppose I know I'm finishing maybe my course, no, because when you are on the university, no, most of the courses they can say you start September, you finish May. But or more intercourses beer, it doesn't really follow that periodic terms anymore. It will to me
Mhm.
start maybe February and then finishing maybe December and I say
Yeah.
November, some of the courses, you can say master programs, they be started that time. Inti
Mm,
say me who say maybe one way or the other, may course maybe be December. Like
mm,
I have to submit my course and ends in December, and I have to submit all my paperwork, my thesis, my whatever submission assignment and everything before the end of the year. Now, meaning
yeah.
say 2027, new policy, no. Can I like do the application? Abraham say me December. Can I do the application in order to we say dodge the January? Is it possible? And I say, to put in the application before that date begins. Is it possible to do that?
Do you know what? I think say a lot of people may want to do that, but the requirement under the graduate route is say you have to show that you have successfully completed the course.
Okay.
In order to show you've successfully completed the course, no, it says school need to make us say one handing assignments on one grade when you have certificate. School need to make us idea, then you will not be able to go on to that route. Yeah,
Right. Oh
yeah,
dear.
yeah,
Okay. Anyway,
yeah.
I know it's a question that people will really love to ask. So my
Yeah,
dear,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
understand. I
I no
understand.
crap,
Yeah.
I no crap.
Okay.
It's just because if you haven't completed the course successfully, not there, they cannot grant you the visa, and
Mm,
that's the only I think benchmarker in for say to me who answer na yes visa application, and then there
mm,
are some for now they'll tell you oh may the sponsorship buy it, but to me into yes can Emma school no and see
mm,
what do I do because the school is not willing to pass me unless
yes.
I've been able to pay the
Mm,
fees. And
yes.
a lot of the schools sometimes no catch will say because you haven't made payments, we can
Mhm.
also tell Home Office one
Home
say
office
you've
that you
successfully
completed the
completed,
course.
even though you've successfully completed the
It's
course.
true. And
And
it be
see, in cases like that, the students have to now make the effort to pay the fees, and sometimes it might mean paying a large sum and then coming to an agreement to pay by installment bit by bit. And
mm,
see, in cases like that, I would always suggest say, "Omuntia and kakra and kra," because how can you come and finish a course and then you will not get the certificates because um home office for now, like I say, if we don't get that should I say rubber stamp from the university say, oh, you've successfully completed there, then we cannot go ahead and grant you the visa. It's also a precarious situation for Nkrofo
Okay.
this sponsorship buy to mean to fees no. So I completely understand. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Um
Yeah, yeah.
just
Oh, okay. So be yeah,
the
you know,
last one.
in some parts, under normal circumstances, now I'd wanted us to like review the whole year. That's last year, no, kakra
Yeah,
things that we spoke about most of the days. Now, remember said the most popular ones, no, and some of
yeah,
the updates near, but time my who sir. So, I want to
yeah.
know, go ahead, and then when we finish, we come in with a new topic today.
That's fine. Into that, I was also going to add on to the updates I was given. They say when it comes to Nkofra Omo Amanene to say Europe, ne America, ne Canada. Last year, not year, but also in Kakankra start, there's now travel electronic travel visa, I said those countries, Enya, if they don't have to get a visit visa to enter the UK, you will still need to apply for an electronic travel agreement to say that yes, we have this agreement that we will be able to come in for the next 2 years, and there's a fee attached to it. And so almost say by February of this year, no, they're going to make sure that they enforce that policy that say utumiya sa travel electronic travel visa and sana room, because they've realized that some people may say they didn't know say it's applicable to them, but now for most countries like the Americas, Canada, almost all of the European countries, no, are only here visa and some of them UK Chroma. They expect said they will definitely get those visas in place, electronic visas in place before room. And usually Urema is for a period of 6 months visits, not Osan court view. But because there's a duration of 2 years, any time within those 2 years, no, over to me asan ababium with that same eater, no. And so that's also something to also note for yeah, counterparts somewhere Europe, because I know say some of them still come on visits since they would need that.
Na kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo no sɛ ɔmo ba visit deɛ a there is no way ɛwɔ sɛ nka first no ɔbaa na ɔbɛtena mu a na afei ɔse ɛneɛ ba sisi a saa brexit ne ade ade baa na kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo visit no ɔmo ntumi mbɛtena that period of time tententen ne bio, but ɔse sɛ ɔmo nso yɛma ɔmo short yɛka ne sɛ notice I make say notice period of time sɛ ɛna ɔka sɛ 3 months anaa 6 months but ɔyɛ
Six,
saa
6 months. Into
6 months.
Omoba to Nyatana for just 6 months. And unfortunately, they can no longer come and stay to say first time, no, because Brexit no it happened in 2020. Into if you were not here by 31st December 2020, won't me and betina has a ube here visa and sana wait to me. I can say betina from her.
Na kyerɛ sɛ sɛ ɔmo abɛka Africafoɔ no ho saa o. All privileges been wiped out. Yeah, nti yɛwie anaa ebiom san wɔ hɔ.
I know so somebody just prompted me on my phone said, oh, nah settlement, no policy need to say, and I was like, God, let me just briefly mention
Okay,
that before
okay.
we go on. In say
Mm,
I know so during the May proposals now
mm,
Sabana Mahmood MAK, she was talking about the fact that they are now looking to increase the settlement period from 5 years to 10 years for Nkrofua, especially Omonimsa Omo settlements no best soon after 5 years. And that is the general rule that Omuwe movie and no from 5 years to 10 years.
mm,
And in regards to the new settlement policy, Omo aka ewo parliament any omo announcements no mo say it will not affect those under the EU settlement scheme and then those who are married to British citizens. Nti say who are British now they buy and they fortunately you will not be affected by these new settlement policies. But the rest of the other categories may be affected by these new settlement policies. It means those who came under the skilled work route, those who came under any work routes such as the innovator founder or the global talent, any other route which is not the EU settlement scheme and I say the British spousal route, no, that means it is likely to affect you. And they've also said, say, if they are looking to grant you settlement, there are certain categories of things they are looking at. First of all, they want to know, say, you are contributing to the economy, which is you are working and you're paying your taxes. That's one. And they want to make sure, say, if you are working and paying your taxes, you are also able to integrate into society because what's a brofo into brofo because onim kano at least you will be able to do the test and answer. You would be able to show that you have a degree in the UK or from outside the UK with active confirmation. Thirdly, they want to make sure that at least we'll say Uti Chrome Hadia, then you have not been involved in any criminal activities. So you haven't been convicted of any criminal offenses. I won't wait to make her say and they're free your Chrome. Fourthly, they also want to know say because opese oma UK Chrome ha ebe wo Chrome no nti, you should be able to show that in some way or form you're not taking public benefits just to be able to sustain yourself and your family. It's that's one too is also a requirement. No public funds. And fifthly, they want to make sure say you are able to show say you are playing an active role in your community. So, like some sort of voluntary service within your community. Into so, whilst no, omo yeah, outreach, omo to me yeah, Adrianima and within the community. So, then that's also a good thing. I obey to me at their account. So those are the things that they are looking at because they've clearly said that, for instance, more asylum no so no, they are looking to increase theirs to even 15 years for some, and then for some even 20 years. Into say, Ebane say, almost stress I am away in dear. We have to be careful in terms of how we look at these things because at
20
the end of
years.
the day, yeah, 20 years.
Nti
Yeah.
aseɛ san repeat saa wɔ hɔ naa biom.
So nkurɔfoɔ more asylum route no so no, most of
Ɛhɛ,
them they are not allowed to work, they are on public benefits
mhm,
until they've said say no longer would it be 5 year settlement for them, but they will increase it to 20 years route senior after 20 years and now moving on settlement.
But ɔhɔ no asylum seekers sɛ yɛ wɔ mu categories anaa asylum seeker yɛ asylum seeker.
Into when you say an asylum seeker, this is usually somebody waba UK Chrome ha or kase or free new Chrome
Because
because
of
of
biribi.
yes,
Mm,
there's some risk to his life and now say
yeah.
there has been some prospects of death
Mm,
or any harm to his life and his family.
yes.
Nti ɔba no wamfa nkrataa amba
Ɛhɛ,
wabɛtena kurom ha na
mhm,
afei deɛ yɛma no benefits kakra yɛama no dan yɛama no biribiara sɛ ɔbɛtumi atena kurom ha because
mhm,
ne claim no a ɔde baeɛ no ɛyɛ nokorɛ
mhm,
nti
mhm.
ɔte UK kurom ha. Nti
Okay.
once he's been able to establish that his claim is well founded,
Mhm,
later on so ɔtumi anya ne settlement a na wakɔfa n'ebusuafoɔ sɛ oh m'ebusuafoɔ me yere me mma nie
mhm,
na ɔno nso ɛwɔ hɔ bi na yɛrekɔtu saa nneɛma wei nti me nso
mhm.
saa no mede ɔmo ɛɛba.
Ɛba.
Yes. Yeah.
But
It's
Argentina, they are not allowed to work, no? Because waba kromo hana we dwane from the kromo a abani pese ono no nhwe no, if they have the capability to work na ye mo akonya no munye adwuma to contribute to the society, but other now any so mo ye adwuma ho na man tie ase yie no.
Oh, okay. In terms of Omunye Jumano, I think say it's to do with the fact that they've come from a, shall I say, a place where their lives is at risk.
Yes.
Into usually the country in which they are in is supposed to make sure that they receive the care and the support that they need to be able to get back to their feet. So
Mm-hmm.
usually the, should I say, the Geneva agreements is that
Mm-hmm.
you make sure that you give them all that support in
Mm-hmm.
order for them to be able
Get
to
back on their
gain.
feet.
Yes. And to
Okay.
say if they believe at any point in time somebody to me they can always apply to have that removed. Saying so so most
Ah.
of them, if they want to work, they
Mm-hmm.
are uh, told to request it from the Home Office. Say, "Omo person mo
Mm-hmm.
ye adwuma nti," they
Mm-hmm.
should be allowed to work. Yes, so they
Oh.
can also be given the right to work. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, mante aseɛ saa. Anyway, sɛ yɛde ɛno update no aba awieeɛ na ɛnɛ yɛnkɔ yɛnim. Etiefoɔ na ahwɛfoɔ, meda mo ase biom sɛ at least you've stayed on till sɛ yɛwie update no. Saa nso na mesan srɛ mo, keep sticking with us until we finish the whole program. And then no, your beautiful topic a yɛba abɛka ho asɛm. Na update yi a yɛaka yi nyinaa no, megye di sɛ you definitely have a question that you might want to ask. Akwanya da hɔ. Sɛ yɛwie yɛn education for the day anaa the topic that we are going to treat for the day na wobɛtumi abie telephone lines na atom na afei wo nso woabie questions wobisa wo questions ɛmbia na baabi a wowɔ no wontumi ɛmfrɛ telephone a ɛnyɛ hu ɛmbɔ hu koraa. You can always leave a voice note on the WhatsApp number no so. Wogya a, I'll play it na lawyer Eunice ama wo mmuaeɛ. Sɛ wopɛ sɛ memfa mmuaeɛ no nsɛne wo nso aka kyerɛ me, mɛsɛne wo mmuaeɛ no na wotumi anya wo answer. Nti no, stick with us na ɛnɛ yɛintroduce the topic a yɛwɔ for ɛnɛ no. Ɛmo a maba so nyinaa, Nyame nhyira. Me nua Tilly, Nyame nhyira wo papaapa. Gifty, Nyame nhyira wo. Nana Eto Ahene, Nyame nhyira wo. Yɛka ne sɛn, Ritz maame Tando, Nyame nhyira wo. Yaw Intim, ɔse good morning to everyone. Yamajo so Ezekiel Jensen Mejo so Rose Owusu Educhumwa, ɔse good morning, beautiful host and brilliant counsel. Yɛdase Auntie Rose, yɛdase yie, Nyame nhyira wo. Saa nso na Nana Naomi Owusu Sampom, ɔno nso excellent counsel is excellent counsel is steady. Yo, yɛdase maame, Nyame nhyira wo. Till say please kindly share, comment and like the page. Tilly Nyame nhyira wo. Saa nso na Akwabena Owusu Ansa say hi Mr. Ansa, mema wo hi ne bi paa, megye di sɛ wo ho yɛ. Saa nso na Enoch Akoto Mafo, say good morning, Enoch Mejo so ankasa, megye di sɛ wo ho yɛ. Happy New Year to you too. Ɔse Hussein Tenimu, say good morning, Mr. Tenimu, good morning, very good morning pa, na Happy New Year nso ɛde ma wo. Dodoɔ na nti no memfa ɛnsi ha na afei no yɛnkɔ yɛn topic. And the topic yɛba bɛka ho asɛm is, can I register my child as a British citizen if his mother anaasɛ I are not married? Na kyerɛ sɛ me yɛ bɛrima, na kyerɛ sɛ wei sɛnea question yi put no na ɛyɛ akɔ for ɔbɛrima no paa. Mmarima no a ɔmo ne nkurɔfoɔ awo abra yɛnhyɛ da nyɛ marriage ceremony anaasɛ biribi bia ɔne obi date atwa mpena nkakra na akwalaa de aba mu. Mbia na ne maame no ɔno yɛ British, wo mu no onyɛ British. Anaasɛ mbia ne papa no yɛ British, wo maame no onyɛ British. Ɛne ɛba abɛhwɛ, wobɛtumi aregister akwalaa no sɛ ɔyɛ British anaa bra. Mo mu baako anaasɛ mo mmienu monwareeɛ. Meka monwareeɛ a na ɛkyerɛ sɛ mmerɛ mu no monyɛ awarefoɔ. Ɛnɛ ɛba abɛhwɛ na yɛhu kwan a yɛbɛfa so. Sɛ biribi saa wɔ hɔ na yɛbɛtumi di a, because ɛyɛ asɛmbisa na meebisa, sɛ mɛtumi anaa. Nti no answer na ɛbɛtumi aba ne sɛ yes, nso nneɛma keka ho anaasɛ no nanso wobɛtumi ayɛ sei. Nti no yɛbɛhwɛ ne mmienu nyinaa na yɛhu baabi bɛgyina na sɛ biribi saa ɛwɔ yɛn abrabɔ mu sɛ yɛwɔ nkwalaa na yɛnwaree a yɛbɛyɛ dɛn na ɔmo nso register ɔmo. Nti no Lawyer Eunice bɛsan adjoin yɛn biom na mesrɛ wo ani didi mu, keep sharing the program, liking the page. Ɛnɛ yɛn nuabaa Lawyer Annie ni ha wema yɛn pɔtɔ kasa mu no. Nti no we'll be picking one of you brofo no near the bubum. Nti no if you are not able to understand really properly now, don't worry. At the end of the day, Lioness may be able to even summarize that for us. It's not an issue at all. However, I will try to at least also put in one or two things that will make you really get the understanding, even though we are speaking our local language, And don't worry. And so until Lioness, Mesa Atonsa from. And that topic I may be very straightforward. Na mebisa sɛ maybe ma listing me questions wɔ ha mebisa hwɛ sɛ questions na yera meba enti no yɛbɛhwɛ sɛ mɛyɛ British child metumi register me British akwalaa a mawo no sɛ ɔyɛ British citizen no sɛ abra ne maame ne me no yɛnwaree a akwanya bi da hɔ anaa. Now British citizen no kwan bɛn koraa mpo na yɛfa so a yɛbɛnya. Nti yɛnhwɛ yɛnkyerɛkyerɛ mu sɛ ne maame anaa me no yɛn mu hwan na ɛbɛyɛ British no ansa na anaa mpo sɛ yɛn mmienu nyinaa yɛnyɛ British anaa mpo sɛ yɛ baako na ɛyɛ a kwan bɛn yɛbɛtumi aregister akwalaa no anaa. Nti me question a ɛwɔ pɔtɔ kasɛm ɛwɔ ɛyɛ kurom kasɛm no mebisa pɔtɔ kasɛm mu deɛ no nso na nti no mɛto de ama wo ɛwɔ ha na afei deɛ wakyerɛkyerɛ yɛn mu kakra as time goes on na mebisibisa dɛ process questions na ɛwɔ akyire no de ama wo.
Medase bebree ma yɛn for asɛm bisa a webisa no. I think say when it comes to your topic where dear, then most of the time it is the truth and answers is the fact say most couples are not married and answer your couple crampa and for bebree worry but omo eba omo pese akwala no nso enya British citizenship. Nti first of all, I'll start by saying, say, a chrome ha uwa akwala on ye automatically British because when Crawford say, oh, it is say America, and so oh, chrome ha dia and the akwala na wa wono British. Nti at any point in time, no, me to me the narco fee because ye wono chrome ha. Unfortunately, it is not so because when the British Nationality Act of 1981 was enforced in January of 1983, they removed privilege now from the law to say that say uwa wakrom ha sa kolano automatically British, whereas before January 1983, Owo Oba Okrom Hadia, and it means Akolano is British. And see, first of all, I just want us to know say Owo Oba Okrom Hadia on here automatically British. And see, when we say Akola Ebeye British Ewo Krom Hadia, usually it is on the basis say na wofo emu baako either ne mame anasa ne papa ɛwɔ settlement anaasɛ ɔmo wɔ British citizenship ɛwɔ kurom ha ɛno nti na akwadaa no ɛyɛ British. And also it depends on time a ɔmo nya ɔmo settlement sɛ ebi a ɔmo nya ɔmo indefinite anaasɛ ɔmo settlement no before a yɛbɛwɔ akwadaa no a there's a likelihood that they can also be automatically British. Otherwise, most of the time, the umunya settlement, after a year wa kolana, then it is likely that they will have to register kolano and sana omo aye passport ama kolano. So when it comes to Nkola obviously they have these privileges and so we share your British Nationality Act. Usually they refer to them as minors. Into minor yeah obia or yeah under the age of 18 yeah we can say or yeah kola ewo krom ha. I know say oyawofo a oba ne di 30 crown per oyakola, but for the purposes of British Nationality Act no, a minor is obi a wedi under 18. Nti that is who a child is, and as a minor is under act no. And I know, so when it comes to um whether our phone now worry and as someone worry, it shouldn't be an issue because Sebaku it was settlement and as Sebaku was British citizenship there. Why should it matter? Say worry, yeah. But under UK, should I say, parliament, no, they purposely intended say those who are married will be able to benefit from this. And see, Omoka say, if for any reason, Ekobantin say, maame no, wawo, papa no, ebia for one reason or the other, one worry no dear, we will still be able to give this child some form of citizenship because ebia ne maame ekura British citizenship and ne maame ekura settlement ewo kurom ha nti we should be able to give akwadaa no some form of British citizenship. But say papa ne dia before 1st of July 2006, there was no way akwadaa no ebetumi enya n'asetena no efiri ne papa hɔ because ɔmo nhwɛ papa no koraa mo worry yɛ deɛ a ɛndeɛ papa no doesn't come into the picture at all. It was later on ɛna ɔmo yɛ paternity regulations of 2006 ɛna ɔmo kan sɛ yɛhu sɛ it will be beneficial to nkɔlaa a yɛawo ɔmo outside of awareɛ no to be able to also get British citizenship no from papa side. And so the whole point was that these children who may be seen to be illegitimate children no, will now be able to get some sort of benefit in terms of getting their citizenship. And if, for instance, na maame no aware obi foforɔ a ɛnyɛ akwadaa ne papa koraa mpo no a, for the purposes of the British Nationality Act no, nimpa no a waware no ɛna yɛbɛhu ne sɛ ɔyɛ akwadaa ne papa because they didn't want saa stigma no to be on maame no a waware no, especially because of the fact sɛ nsɛm tumi si nti awarefoɔ atumi yɛ biribi a akwadaa ɛbɛbɛ mu na later on no ɛnyɛ just maame no ɛna nkurɔfoɔ bɛka ne ho asɛm but ɔmo bɛka akwadaa no ho asɛm nso so. Nti they made it in such a way say the person anaasɛ papa no a waware no ɛbɛyɛ akwadaa ne papa ɛwɔ paper so. Nti some councils wobɛkɔ hɔnom no sɛ wo sɛ waware a they will just automatically put wo kunu ne din as father because they know say that is what the law says that sɛ waware di a ɛndeɛ wo kunu ne din ɛna yɛde bɛhyɛ hɔ as father of the child because waware. And then if for any reason unware yɛ di a, then obviously the father of the child can also have his name on the birth certificate. Nti sɛ unware yɛ di a under section 50 subsection 9A of your British Nationality Act no, sɛ wopɛ sɛ wokyerɛ hwan ne akwadaa ne papa di a ɛndeɛ wohwɛ sɛ saa akwadaa yi a mawo no no hwan din ɛna ɛhyɛ so as ne papa. Sɛ ɔpapa ɛyɛ settled anaasɛ ɔpapa ɛyɛ British citizen di a ɛndeɛ ɔno ɛbɛka ho na moakɔ register akwadaa no. Sɛ if for any reason woantumi amfa din anhyɛ hɔ di a, then usually they will expect that we provide DNA to be able to show who akwadaa ne papa ɛyɛ. But if you are saying say akwadaa ne papa a wo say wo no na wo no ɛwɔ birth certificate no so di a, and they are expecting say that person who is settled and as a British, will be on the birth certificates, of akola no to show say ampa or no, and akola ne papa. And there have been situations where, for instance, obi aware but obi foforo din and ewo akola ne birth cert no so. For nationality purposes, Home Office behu ne say saa nipa no ɔwɔ birth certificate no so no on ɛnyɛ ɔno ɛna ɛyɛ akwadaa ne papa ɛyɛ nipa no a waware no ɛna ɛyɛ akwadaa ne papa. So in that instance they can even exempt birth certificate no because that time na wawo akwadaa no waware nti they don't see nipa no ɔwɔ birth certificate no so ɔmo hu wo kunu na waware no ɔno ɛna ɔmo hu as akwadaa ne papa. So that is also that in terms of mbra na ɛwɔ hɔ no, because a lot of the time people are thinking, okay, say to make sure say nipa wei na ɛwɔ birth certificate no so a, then it should be fine. But say what already are, unfortunately, if you put another person's name on there, they will disregard that birth certificate no. No wahwɛ wo kunu na wo se waware no no. Nti that is also a point to take in terms of nkurɔfoɔ a wɔpɛ sɛ wɔyɛ some form of nationality anaasɛ settlement ɛma akwadaa no. But sɛ ɛyɛ maame no a wawa akwadaa no na ne nsa aka ne indefinite anaasɛ ne nsa aka ne settlement deɛ a, then of course ɔno nso saa so ɛbɛtumi ayɛ saa registration application no ama akwadaa no under section 13 of the British Nationality Act. But in cases where maame no ɛnni bi anaasɛ ɔwɔ leave to remain a papa no ɛwɔ settlement anaasɛ ɔwɔ British citizenship na ɔpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ bi ɛma akwadaa no, then it's important that they are able to show say either sɛ na ɔmo ɛyɛ awarefoɔ anaasɛ na ɔmo nware yɛ deɛ a, then ɔno papa no a ɔsɛ ɔyɛ papa of akwadaa no ne din ɛbɛwɔ birth certificate no so. If you are able to show say udin ewa akwadaa ne birth certificate no so there, then you can go on to say you are making an application for akwadaa no, depending on when the child was born, because the regulations were updated on the 10th of September 2015. Into most of the time they would have said say akwadaa no ABI say oye registration ansana yeah passport no amano, because we want to be able to establish say papa we ene akwadaa ne papa. And usually to be able to establish it, I know say under section 59 subsection 9A no omaka say someone already a yebegye atom say ono no ya akwadaa ne papa. Say aware bi eni ho de a yɛbɛhwɛ birth certificate no so anaasɛ yɛbɛbisa for DNA. But DNA no so is not an obligation until they are not able to force anyone to do DNA. In regards to registration, or they will always expect you to prove that apart from birth certificates, nneɛma bi wɔ hɔ a ɛbɛtumi akyerɛ sɛ wei ne akwadaa ne papa. And they would usually request for things like ABIA or prenatal notes, because usually we'll call antenatal omubisa mother's name, father's name. Now we bisa father's history, mother's history. And so omubisa sa questions in order for them to be able to do the best they can for you throughout your pregnancy. At most they require say you'll be able to provide some sort of information in regards to time now in no, for them to know say ampa akwadaa ne papa nie. So akwadaa no nso a, of course you have that red book a wɔde ma akwadaa no ɛne saa postnatal notes na wɔde ma wo, and they expect to see say ɛno nso ɛbɛkyerɛ maame ne din papa ne din, because there's a section in the red book bisa for parents name nti and also saa no they expect said bibisa ebe. They will also expect at the time that, for instance, so oh say on any akola papa, hey be a time now you know, hey, so was so sudden or no hospital, oh akole nti at least wait to me share photographs of him taking you from the hospital to home. um you can show pictures of him with Aqualana. Wow, no. Yeah, he's obviously bonding with Aqualano and all of that. So
Mm.
definitely they expect to see things like that in order for them to know, say, yeah, and a crepa and say, Una, we are Aqualana papa.
Mm.
So anytime you are making some form of
Application.
registration application, be put it at the back of your mind, say yes, who was settlement and I said who British citizenship. But in order to prove say oh yeah akolane papa dear, yes, they will ask for the birth certificate, but they will ask for more documentations to prove because namun worry. And
Mm.
so if namun worry na muslimuna una oye akolane papa dear, and they show us evidence that at some point no one ma no namutibom.
Mm.
If you are able to show us evidence that you are on the antenatal notes, and then you are
Mm.
able to show us that maybe at some point in mutibum and sana maybe or fifi and as a baby sana, that will also help them to also know say yes na baby wo so namuntim bom so then you have to be able to give them reasons why
Mm.
namuntim ebi
Mm.
ana papa na ware nti wontumi ɛnka sɛ wo ne awarefoɔ ɛtena because do not
Yeah.
want it, that kind of thing.
Mm.
So you have to be able to prove all of that as well to them. And see, usually with the registration process, they ask for a lot more documents to be able to prove, say it here. And like I said, they can't force you to provide DNA, but they will always request, say,
Mm-hmm.
provide the documents na
Wait.
ya post
Yeah.
na and they provide the DNA
Yeah.
na
Na
you
intwa bibia so.
na
Mm.
yɛntumi nhwɛ sɛ
No, I don't
ɛyɛ
know.
nokorɛ anaa.
Okay.
So usually this is the process in which you have to go through in terms of
Mm.
registering the child and sana while your passport application no ama no. And when it comes to making the application as well,
Mm-hmm.
most times you people would use the UKF form and I said na my minimum now waware answer na oh yeah, then there's a UKF in brackets M form I
Mm.
obetumi use for registration no, of akola no. So
Mm-hmm.
those are the two different forms that they have in terms of
Exactly.
registering akola where omame any or papa no omo nware. So yes, I just wanted to let yeah take for no
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to
About
this
that.
process. This is what
Mm-hmm.
the law says, and this is what
Mm-hmm.
they also require, just to make sure say no correct say akola no papa no and nipa na ɔwɔ birth certificate no so. Yeah.
La Eunice, you, yeah, that's na. Okay, the last bit, no. Mama dream call, baby. Say, okay. Utumi, you can say DNA to me prove or Bibiana just say to clear any doubt be or my dream. Suppose say any DNA asem nemo. Eh, other documents no or the name actually wonya even photos at the time of birth no ɔwɔ hospital hɔ wasɔ maame ne nsa tam a maame ne kyim ne nyinaa it could even be video a kyerɛ sɛ papa no wɔ hɔ bi with the doctors yɛbu akwaraa na yɛde hyɛ papa ne nsa with evidence na kyerɛ sɛ otumi hu sɛ ɔmo ɔno a ne bibia wɔ hɔ even for the first few months of the child's life no papa no wɔ photos a ɔmo kɔ ka ne sɛ antenatal after birth no koraa no ne yɛka ne sɛ
Postnatal.
postnatal no ɔmo kɔ ɔne akwaraa no kɔ bi you who say on your planning healthcare officers in around like when ya proper photo evidence was annual money home and pansono there are few other documents that show say no cre or life money and akolane life mo na mum ni na ọmụ si yɛmfa DNA mbɛtaa so na DNA ne kɔpupu sɛ ɛnyɛ ne papa ɛhɔ no nso na ɛdeɛ na esi me wayɛ application ama akwadaa no alright na yɛbɛhu sɛ upon all this evidence base a ɛyɛ concrete evidence na DNA prove negative a ɛtumi nya any effect ana consequences bi ɛwɔ hɔ ana wei deɛ
I always say, so wouldn't him say BB ever say okay, sir. And the man found
ɔmfa
cry.
nka
Otherwise, waka sound jeje. And see, of course, wako DNA, kyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ
amfa
akwala ne papa no.
hey
And then no
ɛyɛ
waka
hard
kyerɛ
o.
mo sɛ wopɛ sɛ withdraw application no bɔkɔ because now wo dream say akwala no ɛyɛ wo dea.
Hey
Aba mu sɛ ɛnyɛ wo dea. Nti wompɛ sɛ wode saa document wei ɛbɛkɔ akɔma ɔmo nti ɛno ne sɛ na waka kyerɛ ɔmo sɛ mepatwo o me na
wankasa
meyɛ
wayɛ
application wei nti me ankasa meredraw application no mempɛ sɛ menyɛ bio nti
ɛha
na ɛtwa asɛm bie mu yeah
ɛyɛ ya paa na
yeah
ɛha adwene nti
yeah
no yɛbɛsi hɔ na nti no after wayɛ wei nyinaa wɔn sɛ ɛyɛ ana we get a little bit confused as to the registering the child and then doing a British passport for the child. Ɛyɛ ana differences no yɛntumi nhu sɛ oh mehu sɛ ne papa yɛ British no anaa ne maame no yɛ British no mefa sɛ ne papa asɛm na yɛka no ne papa no yɛ British no okay now let's go ahead and then apply the because mewɔ document a mede bɛkyerɛ sɛ yɛ me ba nti no memfa document menyɛ British passport straight away ɔhɔ no saa na ɛteɛ anaasɛ whatever it is you still have to go through the registration process where you process it initially na yɛma wo yɛka ne sɛn certificate bi ansa wode ɛno
Mm.
akɔ akɔyɛ British passport application anaasɛ you can go ahead straight away and do the application passport application.
Okay, so in regard to nkurɔfoɔ a wɔnyɛ awarefoɔ no deɛ most of the time there would have been the issue of them registering their birth before I mean, not registering the birth, but registering the child as a British national before making the passport application. Into na enono sano because the policy was that we don't want the illegitimate child to be seen to be illegitimate. Into we have to do everything that we can to make sure say akwala no so ebenya asetena no te say ebia maame ne kunu anase
Mhm,
n'awofoɔ no ne
mhm,
deɛ no,
mhm,
they decided that if you are able to prove
mhm,
say within our birth certificate no so which
mhm.
was after the 10th of September 2015
15.
ɛno no sɛ papa no bɛtumi aprove sɛ ɔno no ɛna ɛwɔ akwalaa ne birth cert no so deɛ then
Mhm,
they would say akwalaa no ɛyɛ British nti in that case papa
mhm.
no betumi apply for
British
passport no
passport
straight
straight
away.
away. Okay, that
But
is
even if you're applying for the
before
passport,
2015, right?
yeah.
Before. Okay, you.
So
Mm.
before 2015, no, they couldn't. But after 10th
After
September 20,
2015, oh rather.
that's
Okay,
when they
okay.
could apply automatically, for
Mm,
Aqualano. But
mm,
even with that, because
mhm,
Omonya worry for Ninti, the passport office will still require that they have to prove, say, I
mm.
am pastor omuna omuya akolane papa.
Papa,
So
okay.
that is also something
Mhm,
to also look at in
okay.
terms of so we passport application directly. Yeah. When you
Okay.
are verified, they will always request for more documentation just because they want to know say only akolane papa ampa. So
Okay.
yes, before 2015, dear, most people would have to do registration and sign on passport application and kasa ama. Akolano, because the only requirement before term September 2015 was that say mamenu to meet share say waware dia, then we would make sure say Akolano papa nipa na waware no. Into say waware obi a okita settlement and answer okita British citizenship. Na at the time all Akolano now that's so marry sa nimpa na dia, then ebeye ni kunu no na ɛyɛ akwadaa ne papa. It was later on on the 10th of September na omo update regulations no to show say okay say wobetumi akyerɛ say biological father no ne din na ɛwɔ birth certificate no so ɛna ɔno nso na okita settlement ne British citizenship anaasɛ okita settlement nko nso so a ɔno na ɛyɛ akwadaa ne papa. Mo worry mom but wobɛtumi akyerɛ sɛ ɔno na ɔyɛ akwalaa ne papa yɛbɛhwɛ ɛno so.
Adwene because you see about time penny nim ne money si ne money papa you know it's part of life. So obetumi aka say we na me money papa and I say nye we say mana ni nim. And on that note no like ni say beda si na ya kona mi say me hwe emre no ekwara na mema akonya emma fa akonya ma etiefo na ahwefo so ayimbia me who say a lot of questions are popping up and you know in order to be on time and in time yem hwe omonso na memfa me questions no ntete kakra and you know yebekọ so already no menya kwala me no e wo line so omo twen na ene no ne ebisa ne say can I register my child as a British citizen even if his mother and I are not married. Like Eunice abetcheche more to this extent. Na me pese ye bisa question meja ma etifo na omunka fe no adwene ya topic no ewo ho na obetumi ebisa any other question and sheda emfa ho this particular topic. Don't worry. Go ahead and ask your question. Lawyer Eunice is well enabled. Obetumi answer. Inti yenya yen first caller. Papa me ma official pa eba ahoma ne so. Amen. Nti no mema akwenya na bisa wo question no na afidie memfa other voice notes no any messages no so embeto so pacho so
me pacho me question is my me yeri Ghana
okay
na me obai wo kuta 2.5 me sumi kuta indefinite na me nene wo ma wo Ghana me pese nkola na me nza me pese me kofo mo ba na me pese me question is me pese me hu se me pese me kofo mo ba nkola no omu benya me tie ni bi me indefinite no ananse omu benya me yiri ni die ni bi se di tina me so akofa nkola na se me na me hwe omu na me yo omu bibia then no mbetimi die me die ni indefinite na me yiri die no 2.5
okay simple la Eunice be ma mwaye na kakra minim se oye sa application on be kan ho a omo nso omo sha se omo de enti no minim se tete no ye be modi kan mo 6 months na omo de remu a na omo abeye after system na omo abeji 2.5 na after omo abeji 2.5 sa until say omenya nem bia na nyoma asesa enti yentie expect no la Eunice mpacho ne ye papa ebisa ni ne de na etisen ne ma no benya indefinite
Now, the first part of the question, it is a sample of
okay ne o kan say ono wo indefinite na
yes.
wetumi nyame na dom akofa ne yere abeka ne ho na ne yere ne ama no 2.5 sisi a one ne tie wo 2.5 na obisa say ne manso egu ho a ewo say sisi a awofo ne mienu abedu ha idie o say enkofa nkwala no nso embeka ho enti o say oye application na ma nkwala na ye be ma nkwala no ne yere ne die ne bi eye 2.5 na so ono papa no indefinite no ne be ma no enti me de kan titi de na minim no ena
Okay.
Babeji expect so de ne currently what is on board no enti patcho
Okay,
it's me so any so responsibility meet me do maba and me de nana
o kan so sisi asa o yire ni de o wa ha
Okay.
And so you know what me sure says so responsibility baby. Anyway, my free lawyer. No, why?
Okay, so when it comes to Appendix FM applications, they very much support family applications. Into say on ne yere e womba e wo fie no person kofa nkola ne ba. Usually they'll want to find out whether awofo no mienu te krom ha na. So if for instance awofoɔ baako wɔ indefinite sɛ sɛnea ɔno ne deɛ no yɛ na awofoɔ baako wɔ leave to remain te sɛ sɛnea ne yere deɛ teɛ no a then once they are able to show sɛ ɔmo na ɔmo yɛ nkɔlaa no awofoɔ a ɔmo hwɛ nkɔlaa no deɛ they would grant nkɔlaa no the same leave as ɔmo maame no a ɔte kurom ha nti sɛ no ɔmo maame ɛrekɔpɛ indefinite no a na ɔmo nso ɔmo anya indefinite te sɛ maame no but where it was I think say nkurɔfoɔ baabi ɛredwen sɛ ebi a sɛ papa no kita indefinite ade nti na ɔmo ma nkɔlaa no indefinite straight away sɛ naka ɔpapa no ɛnni ɛyere no na ɔno nko na ɔte kurom ha a ɔreka sɛ ɔno nko na ɛhwɛ nkɔlaa no because ɔne yere ɔne obiara nkɔlaa no nso ɔno a na ɛhwɛ ɔmo nti under yɛ 297 no we have the sole responsibility requirement and then we also have the requirement for compassionate and compelling grounds nti where akɔlaa no nneɛma nkɔ yie ɛma no it means sɛ wo awofoɔ no wɔ kurom ha no ɛyɛ sɛ wo so ɛkɔfa akɔlaa no ɛbɛka wo nsa wɔ kurom ha no you would have to show evidence sɛ nneɛma nkɔ yie ɛma akɔlaa no nti na ɛyɛ sɛ wode ne ba right away nti that sole responsibility requirement is there anaasɛ maame no nso efiri mu anaasɛ papa no nso efiri mu deɛ a na ɔama wɔn ehu sɛ because papa no efiri mu anaasɛ maame no efiri mu nti na wopɛ sɛ woyɛ saa application no ɛma nkɔlaa no so in those cases I always say if the other parent is not in the picture not there then you have to prove say ampa the other parent is not in the picture not wait to me I application na ama nkɔlaa no a ɔmo nsa bɛka indefinite to say wo a wɔ kurom ha but say ɛyere ebi wɔ ha it doesn't matter whether ɛyere no is nkɔlaa ne maame anaasɛ ɔnyɛ nkɔlaa ne maame usually they will give them the leave as maame no ɛwɔ bi nti usually they will have to go under the parents who has the leave to remain.
Okay. Wacheche mo kama nti megye de sɛ ɔbɛnya answer no because otie yɛntie we nso na ɔne yɛ boss seminar no gya message ntie no.
Good morning, man. Good morning, Mayor. Happy New Year. So the must need my palm where your mouth is. I mean, Shamo pa na one question me. But my apply citizenship from citizen. About Chroma 2014, my overstay for bare 5 years. And Benjamin president status. And I transfer 5 years. And I'm indefinite math 1 year. It's my qualified for citizenship. To my apply by decision in my and it was I said no overstay, you know. In the best and about realm, Tennis and make no refusal. 2. I'm saying to you, I say, HMRC phone and bread maker. Now, means the catching and go in a number side. By minute or my for my ring, Nabusun be a son of the Jennifer class, not 2022, I did the best I can be teacher. Tennis and the can't do a mono. I mean, no money for my arrangement and nearly teaching a crack. A bit when I refuse somebody. The document say the name is any antawantawa can now deal with police by no on which was in my bone, on which him no as a jam a day, you know, no for dash, but almost true. In general, means I'm a king. It make me not so at the refusing and now say any day in carry what I don't know.
Ɔno na yɛrɛ ɛnya sɛ They're reporting and I say one reporting.
They are reporting him our police, but police for say no further action. Major assembly to be say when you a bit may
Okay.
affect no ne applications or yet further leave to remain.
Okay, in terms of nationality purposes, no,
Uh-huh.
obviously we always say there's the good character requirements. And see, when it
Uh-huh.
comes to good character requirements, no, it
Uh-huh.
includes immigration issues, it includes criminal offenses, it includes those that also have financial debts and financial situations. And see, although there he's in all three categories. There's about five categories, and he's already in three of them. Um, in terms of Nair reporting him to the police now, more can't no further action there. As long as he's disclosed it, that should be fine. I mean, the fact that he was able to disclose it to let them know, say, he was cautioned and now say he was arrested by the police and then they let him go. No, that is uh, honesty into that is seen as something to be should I say commended. When it comes to the fact that now or say or the kabi, I don't know whether a company be na or the omokana or kasa
Otua
would
ne nkakra nkakra. Mm.
and kakra in say and also say no so they expect say you'll be able to disclose say oh may the go for wake up but with and kakra
Or
because they brought
say HRMC.
oh okay
Mm.
HMRC into
Mm.
obviously definitely it means that or your application now
Mm.
it will come up because it's a government agency into say
Mm.
HMRC there definitely it will come up in their checks. And
Mm.
see, it's good for him to say he's currently paying it off bit
Uh,
by bit or by
yes.
installments.
Ɛhɔ no nana ɔno nyɛ formal arrangement with them, but otua nti no wotua no it's advisable say rather no call them and make that necessary formal arrangement with them. Nti ɔmo nim ɛno no it will be on the record say there has been an agreement that you are paying every month this amount of money. But say what you any cry now they wonim say wotua. I don't think say a
Yeah,
right decision ɛna wayɛ no. So what I say, so we tia into
yeah.
Bomodiana ye sa application no. Now I mean former just a phone call
Oh,
and then
yeah,
you arrange say yes one second bill no more send no. However, no you are paying, but you bet me afford this amount of amount every month. Na omo de ato so na ye until Eunice bibi bi ma obeka kire no until no I bet me affect application because a poppy up they will ask all these things will come out. But just
come up.
sanity.
And so obviously, like I was saying, he has to disclose that this is how much he owes, this is
Mm-hmm,
how much he pays per month because
mm-hmm,
in the bank statements, Ebeche said he's been paying this amount every month. He has to be able to say all of this within the application. Senya
mm-hmm.
and Kobane say, oh, or yekeke, because they ask all these questions. So
Yes.
if you haven't disclosed it on your application, then
Mm-hmm,
it's a red flag because
yeah.
you should have mentioned it on the
Mm-hmm,
application. And then in
mm-hmm,
terms of the fact that Oba as overstay and also so
mm-hmm.
um I mean it doesn't matter so much now because they've said
Yes.
say as long as you can show qualifying period of 5 years and then
Mm-hmm.
you've also had your indefinite for at least 12 months
Yeah.
media
Mm-hmm.
and no on way to me ashram
That's
because
what
nationality applications are all discretionary. Any
yeah.
application under Section 6 of the British Nationality Act is a discretion.
Okay.
It's basically up to the caseworker and as a home
So be
secretary
that
when to-
and that's
and then yeah.
okay. Linus,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what be cry the funny one. Be aka was TV license cry mo check it. Yeah, caller woman so enti mpacho mame mfa we na fe me read the messages kakra why me hu se bebre ye ba so mpacho na ma endi 56316 una edo so yeti o
Hello, Manye.
Yellow. Patch up your voice, Kakrama, me why? Oh, me that's it. I say, I'm from new season till no Yanko point shy.
Fruitful to you, pa. Yanko point. You know what you want to do,
oh,
sir. Video watching, ha ha ha. No, cannot be a time or yes, so. No, Ramono, you son and it, you know, so I rather Yada say, Amen. Yamamuno things up, Yama, at you for you as a fish up, and thank you. Your lawyer can see about Cooper Batampa, Yadana, the means that you don't be or the boys. Good year, they say, I dear China, one tis US or someone, and yet at the very young. Yeah, man, Fenians, health and KEB, sir. And more, you know, or more company, more call and investigation. Okay. Mugu supra, or more under investigation. Name, the Fenians, as one answer. As so could I answer as one answer. Or more company, a application, a man. Okay. Application could I know where once I owe or yet extending. As I extending ya hoy. And for education for Angiantum. I catch it as own provide valid number. Okay. SUS. Okay, yeah. Yes. And no more within 14 days. And the wobble refuse application no say well reject application. Now still no. My banner to say company and say I or more or by your PLP. You could this neck percentages mamia sabi Yankopon Domino Marasami said. Sasama lawyer ye company lawyer ye catcher me may nominate Ayama or checking a share code or much such a down making decision. Sada now, Mamma and Nainasi from whole bay, or check issue could a judgment. TCC, lawyer and children may mean TC. I no could be said lawyer could be to my home office and get pain. I'm another boy. I'm so awkward. One year days is here, Yankasa, because I too much sense of men, you know, when they did Wayabusa, Neswatsi, you have been a lawyer and cabin management. Yo, Eunice, Pacho, with you or Chamia on Mukasa, or see your henny.
Yeah.
Assume. So, one to baby, not coming, boss.
Yeah, I think so, when it comes to COS situations with you, it was the same way more, and it's unfortunate say Akobanesa because the intentions first of all were to make a business out of it before almost crowdfund but also it's very very unfortunate. I hope say there will be an alternative route out for Nebe. Last year, now the program be in regards to.
Hold on, why? I'm lying is Kasa.
Okay, now my program in regards to suitability and the fact say, for if for any reason employer not when to me and comply with home office for no or more policy and media, then their license may be revoked.
Yeah.
If for instance a care home employer no home office who say ABR they were not complying with certain management policies and after they are covered say bimu every company because no mo need adwuma Emma and Crawford they can revoke the employer's license. Say cover ne say your investigations no more revoking license ne dia. Usually they give the employer room to appeal.
Yeah.
Say who say be a employer no the further documents about one fan back before there they can choose to stick with their decision to revoke and now say they can say they are offering them a license which is let's say level B license, not level A. And so when it comes to these decisions, because you cannot be sure what the home office will say in regards to the employer idea. So home office actually employee nipa almost say almost ye adwuma ma employer no na omo refusing the application ne de se nipa no entumi anya hwe within that 14 days ne de it means that it's ha as an overstayer.
Okay.
It's very important say ne ba no e 14 days dia either say obey administrative review and now say obey another application within that time because since I was say on to me share share code and I'm sure say 14 days na pa home. So it's unfortunate because within the time na omudema akwala no either say na obey another application completely
Application.
different application obviously ɛbɛtumi ama ne
Asetena
asetena
no.
ɛwɔ kurom ha anaasɛ
Mm,
nanka ɔyɛ saa administrative review deɛ a nanka ɛno no
mm,
abuy no more time.
mm,
When it comes to administrative review, so sign application bioma automatically a cancel administrative review na why.
mm,
Yes. Nti sɛ nanka wopɛ sɛ ɔbuy more time de a nanka mɛka
na
sɛ nanka
nkɔsɔ yɛ
ɛwɔ
administrative review no.
administrative review no.
Because
So
na company is still under investigation. And you know,
yes.
munyentwa omade ni mukwata is like suspended. Anyway, but
Yeah.
I think say administrative review no, emma a bit of time now we
Um,
hunya obeye next week. Nti uncle, me gidi say wa wenya mwaye no, say still wadwe untanta we de akwenya wo ho, ubetumi asafra na say ubetumi akohu lawyers no na wakukru from nsɛm no nyinaa akɔsi ɔmo anim ɛno deɛ mutumi fitiri mu nketenkete to get to the bottom of it na yɛhu obi wɔ line so but ma menkan one message ɛwɔ board no so ansa na ɛnyɛ fair share nti producer mpatwa fa to so Emmanuel Anyando say at what stage can students on graduate visa bring their dependents to the UK and what are the requirements? Inti we yet abraye ka update no about you can say graduate route na yebet
hmm.
almost 2 years na yebet so to 18 months. Na so the question e ba inti lo Eunice yebetumi apopie no up ama no ntem na yakoso.
In terms of students, there we know that from last year 2020 to say 2026 into last 2 years 2024 and I'm
Mm,
running in regards to students and their dependents
mm,
into say visa no as a student no if it was at a time where the rules had changed into say ebia when your visa no na uba after March 2024 dear then unfortunately you will not be able to bring your dependents with you but say
mm,
na ebia we are students before the changes came into force into ebia na we are students with a visa around
mm,
2022 and I'll buy a dear, then you'll be able to bring your dependents on your graduate route visa. Into at any
mm,
point in time, you can make the application for Oyeri Anasa Umbano to
mm,
join you here in the UK. And you have to show certain care requirements, relationship requirements, any
mm,
financial requirements. Into
mm.
so on here more information Pacho
Ɔmbɛhu mo na yɛntoa so mfiri hɔ. Yɛda ase, yɛda ase. Kwabena, okay, memma wei nso nkasa then I ask Kwabena deɛ no. Mpakyɛ kɔla wɔ ahoma no so. Good morning. Happy
Yeah,
New
good
Year
morning.
nso. Mpakyɛ bisa wo question
Me
no
mama
na yɛnkɔ so.
appreciate pa.
Afe nkɔmbɛto yɛn papa yɛda ase.
But wait, me pese me find out. Me was 5 year route no so dependent.
Okay.
Na first year no
Mhm.
me me spending more than 180 days.
Okay.
Aha. And then pese me find out say koba na calculation na
Mhm.
my no be saying I restart ako 6 years and I say within 5 years no meet me assign.
Who's spending more than 180 days no outside the UK no?
Yeah.
Okay. Eunice, The question.
And now we are going to have the settlement rules change again in April. And see, currently, no, if he hasn't reached the point where he's going to apply for settlement there, I'll say, then at least when the rules change, then that will give him some grace in terms
Period.
of, yes, in terms of the settlement rules changing. But if he was saying, say, Abia, he's looking to apply for settlement, Abia next month, and I say just this month,
Or
yeah,
there be
then I'll
a draw prayer.
okay. So Seundru Hodia and the new rules will give you some grace because you were over the 180 days within the 12 months. In Tenono Sano, if you don't have any reasonable reason why you were out of the country for that 180 days, like I said, then there has been a break in your continuous residence. It is important for you to be able to now go back and show, say, okay, ABA, me no, na I say me go school in say me certificate ni IHS say school into na me and I say me yare into medical evidence ni need to show say yare no to me say and baba. So you have to be able to provide reasonable reason with evidence. The NC woko chair wo hono ansa na ọma hwẹ. Yeah.
Okay. Yo, Papa, what you say there? Yeah, that's it. Share program. If share no share program, no. Pato share mami why? Yo. More question back. Was it please? I previously asked about my retained passport with UKVI, and Mabel. Hold on 1 second, and then Minsan can be. Was it please? I previously asked about my retained passport with the UKVI support center. I have updated my new address in the UKVI account, but still not received my passport. Please, my idea about, any idea about applying for a new Ghana passport, or how can I do, how do I get it back from home office? I call UKVI, they said I should update address, which I have done. Help, please. Into the question, no, okay, but hold on, or answer where we are now. Yama, Bearman, so, Abba. Into Eunice, says,
In
why,
regards to the passport, no dear, he has to go online and request. So there's an online page, request for documents from the Home Office. Fill in the form with his passport details now more about, because unfortunately we application no more return no passports now. I feel like they forget say some more return no passports they bro into with most of our clients we always have to request for the passport back and send no more about in so passport request no.
Okay. Yeah, cake and so line so. And that dear line no time as so nipa bear sis ne good line each ready when you yo pacho cake it you.
Oh, just a quick one.
Yeah,
Good
Joe, so
morning.
Papa, good morning.
Just a quick question regarding the political, asylum seekers, say moving from 5 to 20 years now. It's now can be about different levels of political asylum seekers. But now, as a person understand, so be a political asylum or a or be a political asylum seeker. For example, minister in Social America that happens to be in the UK. Maybe I know, when 100 million be stashed in the bank, no be seeking political asylum. I don't hear any benefit or any such financial aid or assistance from the government. Or be to retain 5 years to obtain indefinite and
Hey.
I know they mean who because I won't find more policy name by but they have said that they will be looking.
Lioness, hold on 1 second. Obi was so when a suntema kasa yen timpacho. Hold on, that me shed ne on any side no. Esa o kasa wo yenti. Pacho, wa ona maye 6316 no. Mami 2 minutes. I'll get back to you one Pacho. Eunice Pacho yetio.
So I was saying that in regards to deciding whether you are on the 20-year route or the 5-year route, unfortunately, that would not be a decision that a solicitor can make for you. It would be as the policy dictates. For instance, Home Secretary may say in certain cases they may reduce it to 15 years there. Then say no matter what, because you have this refugee status, Ninti, I will reduce it to ABR 15 years because for this purpose, yes, you are not taking any public funds until you can have it reduced to 15 years. But it is not something for the applicant to decide or for the lawyer to decide. Rather, the Home Office policy will decide whether it can be reduced further. But for now, they said the standard will be 10 years. Yeah.
Okay. Yo.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's keke shema me na unshare shema me.
Mate.
Me that's yo Pacho wa na ma we me bao so I facha me na ene de time aso nso no divine awahi menka ne de quick na afi de yenko enim. Okay, sorry. Wow, na ma no ye we. So betumi asan afre biom na ma pick. Okay, kwabna owusu ansa say cancels. I met my girlfriend last who is in UK last month. Okay. We intend marrying in Ghana in March 2026. Can I apply for my spousal visa a month after our marriage to join her in the UK? But on the question or no? Okay.
Okay, so I'm assuming so by UK for visits and what's I call back to Ghana into almost we're in Ghana March 2026. So if after they've married up a so bad, yes, you can make the application as long as you can meet the requirements. And there is the financial requirements, the English language requirements, and the relationship requirements, as well as accommodation. Into say or no to me meet the requirements and then obviously the following month they can make the application. So he's making the application on the basis say he meets all the requirements and that's why he's making it into yes.
Okay.
Anytime after the marriage over to me.
Obetumi aye. Yentie we empacho wo ahomane so good morning and happy new year so. Pacho nama 6316 yetio.
Hello.
Yeah, hello papa. Yetio.
Manya me na masia ba bi me ba foforo so asan afre sisi ya say ono so na asem menka na ono so na de na ye say oye woni EU ni na aware nti o president so e wa ha na wawo for be 2 years ni on share dantimi nyere ne ho enye adwuma kitikiti bia because of say owo ye no one na ehwe ne ba wo da na eno na oye pese ebu say sa wontimi nya adwuma within be a whole 1 year no want to mention that nya adwuma papa bi ebe affect sebia that be wo pen settle status no ebe ma affect na ma
Oh no.
Say wa akwala. Say wa hwa akwala. Ana okay, la Eunice Pacho yetio.
I think so when it comes to settlement applications, what they are mainly looking at is whether you can show continuous residence for a 5-year period. So what's not from her, let's say for the past 2 or 3 years, and Okita pre-settled there. As long as she's able to prove say na audacity to groom her, no ne akwala no call appointments, na or yes say Emma akwala no dear. That's all that matters. As long yes, show that she continuously for 5 years.
Okay. Specifically, no.
Yeah. Ejuma
like
na enhye den hia sa.
mm.
Debi.
Sa akwala no wo no a na odu baabi a aban ne ma no just 2 hours say wo nso de behinha ho na sa 2 hours na no ne beko na obedu fie na 2 hours na so na obesan akofa no no edwuma be na obetumi aye nti akwala ne hwemu up to 5 years
Yeah.
mu edwuma moa.
Yeah, there's no requirement say
Oh,
so
okay.
ye juma for the 5 years. Into a juma no is just by the way, but there's no requirement say so ye juma 5 years and sana ye de amano.
Oh, very
Yeah,
good.
tias
Very good.
papa.
Very good. I can make an answer. One tear being to you before. I'm a we answer. So one tear
Yeah,
being to
me
you
aso.
before. No could cheer yanum. So could cheer yanum. What was it?
Wawasem. Wawasem. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Where the main for calls there be, but me attending to some of the messages now about WhatsApp. So no senior bear. Omubun for me. Many I say, good morning, please. Can I apply EU settlement status for my child if he has completed the 5 years per settled, pre-settled, but he got that status from his dad and has no contact with the dad now. Is it possible if he can apply to switch to settled status without the dad? Thank you. And then the first one. Say no one what repeat is in a bear me. Lion is near making kind and patch on tia say
Yeah.
woman.
I think so obviously akobane say nsem eba muntaminti ebia
Mm-hmm.
ofifie na ne
Mm,
time aso.
mm,
Usually the after your pre-settled status, they were required said you should be able to show dependency. But due
mm,
to case law, no, Omen who say
mm-hmm,
they showed dependency before. Why should they show dependency now? So he can still go ahead and apply for his settled status after he's lived there for that 5 year period. Into
mm,
at least obey to me. Actually, say what's not come have for that 5 year period. Yeah, they can go ahead and then do the application for settlement. Yeah,
mm.
and see,
Okay.
the follow up answer that question. No,
The
to
answer.
me,
Okay.
yeah.
You the basi here na last question actually say your call. When so say why or 10-year route ne so yama no
Yeah.
ne nyinaa do 10 I do last one mu na owo no why but 2 years ne onya respond for the indefinite no. Enti no obisa say also to kwan animu ya also to kwan. Enti ono de nka oja results na mbaeɛ no na ɔnkɔ nti sɛ results ne ba a na wasan aba obetumi ayɛ saa na
Into or for the past 2 years, no,
ɔwɔ
Nensan,
10 years yɛama no 10 years sɛ 10 years
yeah,
no sɛ wenya 7.5 na wayɛ 2.5 na aka a ɛbɛyɛ indefinite no anso wakɔgye
okay.
indefinite no nti ɛwɔ efi kɛseɛ no
Oh,
mu but mbaeɛ yɛkɔɔyɛ no yɛn responde ya responde sɛ ɔmo nsa aka in the process by so like 2 years ni onya ɔnte hwee ɛmfiri ɔmo nkyɛn
yeah, if
ɛna.
it's 2 years, 2 years is a very long time. Into either say obey your complaints and answer obey my lawyer, I pap, amano, pre-action
Mhm,
protocol letter to
mhm.
let them make a decision as soon as possible because 2 years in a day, were too much. I think say
Mhm,
even if you send a complaint, they'll
mhm,
tell you it will take about 20 days for them to get back to you. Inti
mhm,
nanka lawyer and my lawyer na pre-action protocol letter na
mhm.
almost decision embra in term because
Ntɛm, ɛwa.
it's overdue. Yeah.
Okay, now is there any way home office for bɛka sɛ okay sɛ o last way mu a yɛde ma wo nti yɛmfa ma yɛtwɛn na 2.5 ne so a ne ama wo indefinite prɛko is there any way something like that in the system?
Debbie, because they have to still grant under the immigration rules that Nipakono year application no. Into
Mhm,
said Nipakono a application because or
mhm,
your parents and answer or your spouse they
mhm,
can only make a decision based on the roots Nipakono year application no. Into
mhm,
say a 2.5 no aba and half no mama ne leave na. Literally after 10 years na so no. So when you leave no only for 2 months and I said 3 months, they can go and make the application for indefinite because and yeah on no faults and into na I didn't call home office and see say 10 years no so pair obetumi akoya application no for indefinite leave to remain.
Nti ni sɛ ugya hɔ no kɔ na ɔntu kwan na ɛba a na ɔde aba back ni sɛ ɔyɛ saa na obetumi ayɛ saa.
Debbie, in terms of a coin to only dear, that would be so wrong because only as it's 90, oh, to quite him. Yeah.
Okay. Yo, mommy, you better see. On that note, no, you'd be and I wish senka you best summarize it what English in the by me say mreno so so we'll do that maybe on a video, then we not sending no about ediama yen chrome phone a neighboring country for and I say English speaking said now or metia say learners emrena so and then I'll be jaiti for a better money na so ewa ha Sandra Fraser hey happy new year Job and I say what form will you use to apply for ILR if you completed 10-year route partner route? What form? Oh, okay. Joe Bisa say form ben. Now be you so.
Uncle Jonathan is patcho. Oh, call Google so now type in indefinite leave to remain as a partner. The government's webpage never back. Then it will ask you, did you complete the 5-year route or the 10-year route? Oh, then a 10-year route and see because I 10-year route na the whole form na aba and see patcho yenesana complete the yeah.
Okay. Eunice, and then I'll be dying.
And see, I know say Breno Kobe and obviously we've now entered into the new year. Say more bibia mo pese yeshwem because ache because of the fact say na ye will break no kaka. Patro mo betumi afre ye office line 0208 493 7340. Yeah, from Monday to Fridays, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Over to me book remote consultation and now say face-to-face consultation. Yeah, or in see me pamocho bebre some say yeah you was say mu na ye to me church mu ye dia mu betumi afre for consultation na ye to me eyi mu ano pepepe. Yeah, da mu ni na say me to me adjoining yen. We hope so you have a good and lovely weekend. That's in the
La ne siansia da si na ene megide se muni age quest na eba man stop na ba na eba yen sha sisi de yen to aso sa me da mo nyina sise mo ba so dodo na mambo mu de nyina mo fa nche me na ya na nipa ne do so ada isafo for instance fa che me why enti next week same time same place e be san ba na de edwuma pa na ba be ebeso emu say the English aspect of it no you be no separate na you post it, so look out for it and then keep sharing, keep posting it na enko viral my nyame nhra ye nyina. Have a lovely weekend na. Until then I'll see you next week. Me diane manyeti. Adios, bye bye.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specializing in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specializing in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial, and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contestant and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner, with over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340, or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.